A warm welcome back to your latest industry recap. Thai Airways to finally recommence flights to the United States, Airbus confirming a pretty massive order in recent weeks, and EVA Air announcing a new route. Why not begin with Airbus, who secured a significant number of orders in March, believe it or not, totaling 211, and representing one of its strongest months in recent memory. The European manufacturer reaffirmed that in that month it did get orders from EVA Air, which committed to 3 additional A321 Neos and 6 of your A350-1000 jets. This purchase, alongside a deal from Jackson Square Aviation, had already been confirmed. However, a great deal of interest rests in commitments that were labelled as unidentified. Airbus confirmed on March 6, 2025 that it had been able to obtain a deal for 6 of its A320 Neos, 6 A321 Neos, and 12 planes across the A350 family, with the split being very much even, you guessed it, 6 for the Dash 900 and 6 for the Dash 1000. The purchase, which doesn't have a customer associated at the moment, is a landmark one for the manufacturer and continues to add to the significant backlogs for all these aforementioned aircraft types, which have seen some pretty solid growth in recent times. A second undisclosed customer, meanwhile, ordered 40 of your A321 Neo jets just a handful of days later on March the 10th, further strengthening what is a very good position that the A321 Neo finds itself in. Really would be described as an industry leader that has attained a hefty amount of orders, making it the most successful program at the moment. As with all aircraft purchases from undisclosed customers, speculation will naturally ensue over the destination that these jets will be headed once they are eventually produced. In some instances, this can be a landmark carrier that has committed to aircraft, such as American Airlines or others. It could also just simply be a leasing giant adding to its backlog, and these planes will eventually be provided to airlines on a lease as a solution for their fleet requirements. One way or another, however, the nature of the deals and the lack of formal announcements surrounding them indicate that the timeframe for a formal renewal did not align with when the deal was finalized. After enjoying a highly successful March on the orders front, Airbus also published those quarterly deliveries, and just to confirm, if you have not previously maybe watched the video where I discussed this, 136 planes were delivered across the period. These results are not as strong as maybe what the European manufacturer may have initially hoped. The figure just shy of 140 only represented a very minor increase on the planes that Boeing were able to deliver in the same period. It is not all doom and gloom, however. They saw a very successful March, like I said, in both deliveries and orders fronts, and in that month were able to finally surpass Boeing. 71 deliveries in 31 days was also a figure that exceeded the total for the first 2 months combined, and while it isn't abnormal for deliveries to be down at the beginning of the year, analysts argue that for Airbus this was just a little bit abnormal. Over to the next story, where EVA Air has confirmed its plan to launch service between Taipei and Dallas, effective October 3, 2025, as part of network expansion efforts. And yeah, I know I'm saying EVA Air, it's a bit of a difficult one. I feel like most people say EVA Air, however the correct pronunciation is to actually say the letters EVA, very similar to ITA being mostly referred to as ITA, but it being ITA. So 3 weekly flights will be offered, and the addition of Dallas to the network will now provide 9 passenger gateways in North America, spanning from the United States to also Canada. EVA Air is committed to serving Chicago, Houston, Los Angeles, New York, San Francisco, Seattle, Toronto, and Vancouver, with Dallas now being added to the list. The Taiwanese company says that the newest city that will be added to its route network will allow now the most extensive flight network it ever has had between Taiwan and North America. Furthermore, it's a move that allows them to be the only airline in Asia to operate towards 2 destinations in Texas, a massive positive for the broader state and enhancing connectivity between the 2 parts of the world. EVA Air will operate its Boeing 777-300ER between Taipei and Dallas-Fort Worth International, with the flight given the BR50, BR49 code. The company says service will depart Taipei at 7:10 p.m. with a same-day arrival in Dallas at 7:40 p.m. local times respective to their cities. Meanwhile, the returning leg will depart Dallas at 10:50 p.m. and arrive back into Taipei at 4:05 in the morning, some 2 days later. The magic of time zones. For passengers traveling from the city in Texas to Taiwan, there will be a wide array of opportunities to then board some of your short-haul EVA Air services to reach some more Asian destinations. That same benefit pivot will also extend in the United States, offering great opportunities thanks to code share benefits across the US, but also stretching into Canada. EVA Air notes that there are more than 100 inland cities available to passengers. Over to the final story, and Thailand, home of Thai Airways, has secured the Federal Aviation Administration's all-important Category 1 aviation safety rating. This is a revised category change and now means that Thai Airways can launch non-stop services to the United States, something that has been touted for some time but has not been previously possible. In 2015, the safety ratings of Thailand-based carriers were downgraded, and the airline was moved from Category 1 to Category 2, which impacted its ability to fly towards specific markets. While Thai Airways wasn't deemed an unsafe airline when this change was made a decade ago, there were still implications regarding how the company was going to be viewed on a global scale, and indeed from the United States. For the company, adjustments to the country it calls home and the category safety rating are necessary for connectivity and the broader country. The adjustment paves the way for now Thai Airways to launch non-stop service from Thailand to the United States for when it wishes to do so, making this the first time these flights will be offered in over a decade. Talk of the airline returning to the United States with those non-stop services is something that's been long discussed, dating back to a report in late 2024 that indicated flights towards the country could resume as early as 2025. At this point, anticipation was growing quite strongly that Thailand would obtain the necessary approval to make this happen, something it has now been able to do. So what's next? Well, Thai Airways is currently charting a pretty important course for growth, and as part of these growth ambitions, the airline is adding more of your 787 Dreamliners, the wide-body aircraft expected to be crucial for its network growth plans. Since the airline's last attempt to fly towards the United States, a lot has changed, and this can be especially visible in the type of aircraft that it has operated between the two locations. This includes a greater reliance on twin-engine jets that are substantially more efficient. For example, in the 2010s, when the airline was flying non-stop towards the United States, it was using the A340, and while this is definitely a workforce, it is an aircraft that is hardly efficient. I draw parallels to Singapore Airlines, who were flying their Airbus A340s towards markets in the United States. Now they're able to do so in a far more profitable manner with the A350. Times evolve, and routes that may not have been profitable 15 years ago now can be. The 787 is far more efficient and will enable these routes to have greater economics than they would have in the past. With more aircraft on order, including the 787-9, the airline's game plan for these routes remains unclear. Despite all of that, there is a great deal of just generally optimism about what this safety strategy adjustment will mean for the future of the country and Thai Airways, as remember, they continue to find ways to rebuild their operations. Keen to hear your take on all the stories in this video? Let me know down below in the comments. A very big thank you for your support here on the channel. Take care, do be safe, and I'll see you tomorrow.
And we'll fly.